Right, welcome everybody. It's Noel here, Well Coach Co UK, and today I'm talking to King Ingleby of energizeperformance.com, and Kim is a Bristol-based fitness and performance coach, and we share a common interest because Kim is all about peak performance and also living the best possible version of your life. She's a former IFS Personal Trainer of the Year, a Great Britain Triathlon age grouper at Hawaii. Very cool. And also somewhat of a bit of a brain ninja because you've done a lot of hypnotherapy, NLP, and to be honest, Kim, you've got so many qualifications, we just don't have time for them all now. So welcome to the call.
Hi, Noel. Welcome. Yes, thank you for asking me to take part.
No, excellent. And so did I miss anything out about you that people should know right from the outset?
No, I think that's a pretty good summary. I mean, what I like to do is really help people feel good about themselves inside and out. And I combine all the personal training knowledge, the sports massage therapy and the NLP hypnotherapy all together into a package that creates a system that helps people, just feel good, get lots of energy and enhance their performance and confidence in life, sports and sort of fitness professionals as well.
Brilliant. Well, let's talk a little bit about that then, Kim, because what sort of people do you work with typically to start with?
I work with a whole range of different people, so from GP referrals, quite complex cases,
Wow.
right up to GP athletes going to London, media personalities, sort of various different high-profile clients, but they're all quite confidential, but really exciting clients.
Sure. So right across the spectrum then, yes? Yeah? And
Over 15 years I've grown the client base, and it's all very varied, but they all follow a similar kind of system that works.
okay. Now, a big part of what you do is you really get them involved in events, don't you?
Yeah, the individuals, really keen on kind of setting them clear goals and giving them a deadline to meet with a goal that is achievable but maybe stretches their boundary by about 10%. So lots of different races, charity stuff, all sorts of events. And it's really good, and it grows a kind of confidence and a team spirit as well.
And it's kind of like a novelty too, isn't it? Because more and more now, people, they're in the same old weekly routine. They're looking for new experiences, fun things to do. And it takes it so much beyond just sort of the body image, doesn't it? Because when it's like fitness with a purpose, there's a reason for what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm all about giving a person confidence, like body confidence in themselves, and also confidence that they can actually go and do something and achieve something. So it is a whole mind and body solution. But it also, we find it has a knock-on effect into other areas of their life, which really helps them, in work or family, friendships, all sorts of things. So it's really exciting. I love it.
Yeah, good point, because it actually brings things out of them that they never realised or appreciated before.
Yeah, definitely. And it gets them to think about like why they're getting fitter, listening to their body, why they're eating different foods, what sort of language they're talking to themselves, and how we can switch it from maybe something that's limiting them to making them really confident, happy people that also understand why they're doing what they're doing. And we choose different things for different clients depending on what they enjoy, what their lifestyle is, and how they want to actually reach those goals.
And sometimes when I look at some of the fitness professionals, they get involved in charity events because they're told to do so because it's good for their marketing. But that's very different with somebody like you, because you've got a whole family tradition of getting involved in charities, going back to like 100 years, I believe, looking at your website, Jerusalem, and the foundation that your family set up.
Oh, you've had a good look at the website.
I did my research, Kim.
Yeah. Yeah, my part of my family ended up in Israel, in Jerusalem. Sort of late 1800s, and they set up a orphanage out there that looks after Israeli and Palestinian orphans. So for hundreds of years, we've raised money for that. And through Energize, we've raised over £20,000. We've just gone over the £20,000 mark for fundraising. And I really enjoy that. And it also gives people who are nervous about joining fitness an opportunity at least 6 times a year in our calendar to join us. And it's a very safe time because it's to raise money for charity. So it's open to all levels. And we find that people we've never met before come to that. And then we feed them into actually, getting fitter permanently. So it has benefits on both sides.
And that's a big part of what you're about too, isn't it? You've done a lot of these sorts of, let's call them like slightly wackier races, because obviously triathlon, it's swim, bike, run, but you've done a lot where, different countries, across jungles, mountains, different things. And tell us about some of the ones you've done.
Yeah, I like a challenge. I like a sort of something a bit different. So I've trekked across the Andes from Argentina to Chile on a horse, which sounds maybe quite easy, but was really challenging. And there were 6 days in the middle that we were completely in no man's land. I've built or helped to build a school in Belize for sort of underprivileged communities out there. And then just done, the tough guy in the UK, which is a bit of a crazy race. I did an adventure race in Ireland at the end of last year that was amazing, Cheetah Summit. And this year I'm just sort of fine-tuning a few goals. So yeah, I like a challenge. I like to do something different. And I think that's good for my clients as well, because they see that I'm still trying different things and raising money and raising my knowledge and my training skills myself.
Yeah, walking the talk as well as encouraging them. I had a client who did the Paris to Dakar rally and also run across like the Chile, is it Atacama Desert? It's one of the driest places in the world. And they're fantastic people, and it just makes the training so much more fun, because this is probably a good lead on to what you do too. You've got to train them mentally as well as physically for what they're about to go into. And I think that's a big thing you do. You run the boot camps, but you also run a number of courses and workshops with a big focus around the mental side. Perhaps tell us a bit about what you do.
Yeah, the mental strength coaching. Yeah, sorry, I've jumped in, but I'm really excited about it. The mental strength coaching I've done now for about 6 years, and I really enjoy that angle to it, because I've helped a lot of people get fitter, but then found that mentally they didn't have that strength. So that's why I trained in it myself. And now it's a key part of my business, and it's what a lot of people come to me. They come solely for mental strength coaching, which is a combination of NLP, life coaching, hypnotherapy, everything that I've combined with all my skills.
Complete toolbox. And
I've worked with all sorts.
And drawing from your own life experience by the sounds of it with the events that you've done, which I think is just great, isn't it? It's not just theory. I
think that's really important.
Okay, we might have a slight time delay here, so if anybody's watching, please bear with us, because that sometimes happens with this sort of technology, doesn't it? But it's also like Monday morning, so let's talk a little bit about the sort of peak performance, because sometimes you've had a great weekend. It just takes you a little while to get going on a Monday morning. Say we had an interview like this, and just say that we weren't in the right frame of mood or at our peak, peak best. What would you suggest to a client to get round that? What would be like a peak performance tip? Let's take a look at that.
Okay, what I would get people to do is, if they knew that they had something really important on a Monday morning, then on Sunday evening, I would get them to write down a mind map of all their different ideas of how they're going to make it look, sound, feel, and be the best that they can possibly make it be. Then perhaps draw in a couple of other people who represent excellence, so write that down on that piece of paper as well. And then run it through your mind as if you're watching it on a movie, so in advance. So you're preparing for how it might go. And if you've got any things that are concerning you, then to write that down and then create a solution or a strategy for that. And that might sound quite technical, but it's actually really easy to do, and it takes 5 or 10 minutes. And if anyone's not sure, just drop me an email and I'll sort of give them a bit more structure around it. But that's what I get them to do. And then when you wake up in the morning, think how you would like it to be, not how you don't want it to be. And then just focus on making that happen.
Yeah, good stuff, Kim. Great stuff. Now let's talk about energy too. you know, energy is really ours to lose as such, isn't it? You know, that classic sort of quote, energy can neither be created or destroyed, it just is. So a lot of time we just have too many leaks in our life, don't we? So another big part of what you do is you offer the relaxation and the physical therapy. Perhaps elaborate a little bit on that.
Yes, yes. That's around the sports massage therapy and just helping people to really improve their posture and their nutrition and their sleep patterns, hydration. So all of that to me comes into their energy. So I can get their mind confident and I can get their body strong. But if all the other little bits aren't in place, then it probably won't flow. So yeah, we work on getting their posture working so that the nervous system and the spinal column's working. We work on getting them eating the right foods and understanding the effect of food, quality sleep, foam rolling, all those little extra bits. But we don't do it all at once. So if anyone's listening thinking, I don't have time for that,
Yeah.
we plan it in, you know, little bits appropriate to each person's lifestyle. So whether they're going to the Olympics, they're doing a tight television program, or they've just come from the doctor referral scheme, whatever it is, we work with their lifestyle and we adapt everything I'm talking about to fit into their lifestyle.
So it's a total holistic approach, which I think is just brilliant, because still the UK fitness industry is too much about body image alone, isn't it? Whereas this is, you know, league sort of ahead. And it's how it really works, because unless you can be able to fit it all in, you're not going to do it. And so this idea, instead of keep adding to what you do, you've got to be able to integrate it into what you do. And I think, you know, for the sounds of it, you built this complete package that you will look at what they're doing, and then bit by bit, how do you get rid of bad habits? You replace them with better habits. Agreed?
Yeah, and it takes time. So we take time at the beginning to understand where the client is at, rather than saying you need to do this. We understand where they're at, and then change the simplest things first, and then add in habit changes for the bigger things that need to change. And yes, it might take a bit longer, but overall we know it's going to be a permanent change and people are going to feel really good inside and out afterwards.
Excellent. And because you offer so much, you just can't do this alone, can you? So tell us a little bit about your team Energize, some of the other vital members of your support team.
Yeah, I've got some great coaches, and they're really good. They've come in and they sort of learned the way that Energize works and how we really do believe, and you know, we love working with our clients. So I've got Alex, who is sort of the coach who's been with me the longest, and he specialises more in kind of outdoor functional fitness things, and he's just starting his NLP training. And then we've got Paul, who's another one of the trainers, Katie, Gail, Sarah. So, you know, there's about 5 of them that are key to the business. And then there's lots of other people that we refer out to, because you know, I think referring out to other experts is absolutely key. So we have a key network in the system. So when we speak to clients, if we feel someone else would help them better for a period of time, then we use our referral system. And we've got contacts all over the world that we use for that. So I know that we offer the best service because we're quite happy to refer if that's necessary.
And you're building a real movement, aren't you? Which I really like, because this is the future of business. It started with your passion and what you're about, and you bring that forward. You create like-minded people around you, as in clients and like a community. Then you bring this team in, and you've got like additional people you refer. There's a whole community that you create and a whole movement towards, you know, really living like an energized life. If I can say as an observer.
I like the movement. Yeah, I mean, I think it's foolish for me to think that I can do it all myself, and also I really passionately want to reach and support as many people and give them like these systems that I've learned that have helped me massively fundamentally, and therefore I need lots of other people that understand and believe in the same concept to kind of spread that movement, if you want.
Yeah, and it's all about energy, isn't it? So you know, if you were put on the spot, and I will put you on the spot now, what would be your best, at best, and number one tip if I came to you today and said, Kim, I need more energy? What would that be?
Well, I would just say make sure you get outside and move your body for a minimum of 20 minutes a day, and you drink enough water, and you change
What?
any limiting self-talk to something a bit more neutral or positive. And you said one,
Yeah.
so if there's one, I would say to just move your body.
Yeah, it's so true, isn't it? If you're in a bad state, emotion, you've just got to, it's emotion. You've just got to move into a better state. And that could be, I said one
Yeah,
tip, that could just be going outside instead of being in a dark office, going for a walk at lunchtime. It could be just going for a walk, physically moving instead of just being there sitting. Because the more we sit, the more depressed we get. But I'm looking at the figures, like in the States, like 1 in 10 people are depressed, 1 in 10 people have anxiety. And yet, you and I both know that,
yeah.
the real answer is that you've just got to get moving and you've got to surround yourself in a more supportive environment of like-minded individuals.
Yeah, it's really true. I think a lot of people don't realize, even people, fitness people who exercise, they train hard, but they still don't move their bodies. They don't walk and just kind of do a lower intensity where there's not so much stress on the body. And moving your body is essential, I believe, for, just clearing your mind and clearing your body, moving your energy, as you said. And it helps on so many different levels. So, yeah, that would be the number one starting point, is move.
And that's a great point to finish on, is at the end of the day, what is this all about? Why do we eat well? Why do we watch what we sleep? Cut back on the alcohol when it might be more fun to be going out and exercising, etc., etc. The whole reason is, I think it was, again, I saw on your website, it really is to laugh more often and have more fun, ultimately, isn't it? And we mustn't forget that
Yeah.
fitness should be fun, not fun, not done. There's all these cliches, but ultimately that is what it's about, isn't it? It's about living the best possible life you can.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And every person is different. So whatever they're coming to me for, it's got to be fun. So even if it is, I want to win a gold medal, I believe that if they're having fun doing that, they're going to get a edge when they actually race. And so, yeah, the bottom line is they've got to enjoy what they're doing, because then I know that the habit will remain.
Yeah, so winning a gold medal sounds like fun to me anyway. It's all relative, isn't it? So... Did you watch
It's all relative.
Did you watch the track cycling at the weekend with Chris Hoy,
I
Victoria
heard all
Pendleton?
about it, but I was actually doing a few exams,
Ah,
so I didn't see it, but I've read about it, and yeah, awesome, amazing.
It's an electric atmosphere and it's looking good. They've got the Worlds in Melbourne and obviously the Olympics in August, so they're still a good 6 months away, but looks good. So, Kim, parting message. I mean, if people want to find out more, they should go to energizeperformance.com. And this is a work in progress. You're constantly evolving the website, what you offer, the people involved, etc., etc. I say it's a movement, isn't it? It's not static. It's you're taking people places.
Yeah, it's changing the whole time, and at the moment we're updating the website. So if anyone does have any questions, just click onto the main button in the middle of the homepage, and then we'll answer any questions, free consultation, and just guide you in whatever way you want. And there's no silly question. We've probably heard all of them before, and if we haven't, we'll do our best to answer it and support you.
So that's the final message, that it's attainable by everybody. It's not just for elite athletes.
Yeah, and the system we run with elite athletes is pretty much the same as we do with everyday people. And all I say to people is have the courage to get the support, to realise your full potential and know that it's okay to feel, to enhance your performance and feel confident. So go for it.
Brilliant. Kim, really good talking to you, and you have a great day, yeah?
Yeah, you too. Thank you, Noel. Take care.